This is searing, and I hope it will add to the arsenal of every college that is hopefully reconsidering whether test optional is a good idea. It's that, minority or not, test optional hurts poor kids. This is because in test optional, withholding of tests means one less credential that you're showing to colleges. Now, the two big credentials, unless you're a recruitable athlete, which is the biggest, but aside from that small group, the two big credentials are GPA and standardized test scores. When standardized tests become optional and a student is afraid to put that forward, that student has one big credential and maybe a few others, maybe some extracurriculars, maybe some good recommendations. But you're losing that standardized test that could be your propeller to admission. And compare privileged kid versus not so privileged kid. Privileged kid has a bunch of extracurriculars. They are steered from 7th grade onwards by, frankly, firms like mine. But we take on every class of student, and the ones that tend to take advantage of Ivy Bounds counseling are ones who will also pad their credentials with overseas experiences, extra work, volunteer or paid, in a hospital, a veterinary clinic, interesting college courses that they might take advantage of. And poor kids could do the same if advised well, but in a public school where your advising is one counselor for every 250 kids, they really don't have the same advantages. So they're left with less credentials by comparison. If they had mandatory test showing, those kids, a lot of them are going to burnish their scores. They're smart enough to show really good credentials in that second huge category. And by the way, that second category, standardized tests, is actually the number one category for merit-based scholarships. So it's not just the needy kids who probably will get a financial aid award if accepted, but middle-class families who really need $20,000, $30,000 off the tuition each year. And our students, thanks to generally very good SAT and ACT scores, are seeing over $100,000 in 4-year awards. The SAT and the ACT are the biggest driver of this.